Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. If you are a returning viewer, obviously welcome back. If you are new, welcome to the channel. So, getting back to the memorable playoff series playlist again. We're up to 2001. 2001. This one was like the easiest one to pick, and it was. I remember watching this series, and I was just like, it was an incredible series, absolutely incredible. And of course, it was the only series that I could pick. I'll move this up here. It was, of course, the 2001 Stanley Cup Final. This was Ray Bourque's. This was Ray Bourque finally getting over that hump. And I remember after that series, I just, I had to get this jersey with this patch on it. And of course, Bourque on the back. I had to. There was no other way around it. I had to get that. I had to get this. And this is a jersey I've had since I believe I got this for my birthday before that upcoming season. So it would have been right around the start of the 01-02 season that my mom got me this jersey. So this jersey I've had for a long time. A long time. And I love it. I absolutely love this jersey. The finals patch is fantastic. Just everything about this series was incredible. So we get into this. We start off with the New Jersey Devils, the 2001 Eastern Conference champions. They finished with a record of 48, 19, 12, and 3. And they had 111 points. We still have the four columns for, I believe, the overtime loss and the shootout loss. They were separate for a while, so we were still in that four column record. So they had 111 points. Pretty good, pretty good record. Good point total. They started in the Stanley Cup playoffs. In the Eastern Conference quarterfinal, they defeated the Carolina Hurricanes 4-2. Then they defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7. It took 7 games to beat Toronto 4-3 in the conference semifinal. And then in the Eastern Conference final, they pretty much handled Pittsburgh. They beat the Penguins 4-1. They went into the final with a record of 12-6. Pretty good. Now the Devils, mind you, they're trying to repeat. They're trying to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. They had won the Stanley Cup in 2000. And this was a year they're trying to go back to back. Well, the team that was in their way, trying to stop them from going back to back, was, of course, the 2001 Western Conference champion, Colorado Avalanche. They finished with a record of 52, 16, 10, and 4. 118 points. Pretty darn good record. They started the Stanley Cup playoffs with a sweep. The Western Conference quarterfinal, they swept the Vancouver Canucks 4-0. They went into the conference semifinal, and it took all 7 games, but they knocked out LA. The LA Kings took them to 7 games, and it was hard. It was a hard-fought series. They get into the Western Conference final, and they run into St. Louis, who really didn't stand much of a chance. They took out St. Louis 4-1, so they entered the Stanley Cup final with a record of 12-4. So we get into the series. We get into game 1, and Colorado makes a statement in game 1. In the first period of game 1, at 11:07, getting Colorado on the board first, it's Joe Sakic from Milan Hajduk and Rob Blake. Makes it 1-0. That is the score at the end of the first. We get into the second period, and at 9:35, it is Chris Drury from Dan Heinold and Ville Nieneman. Makes it 2-0. Now, a little note on Dan Heinold. Elk River, Minnesota boy. I actually got to meet him. I got to meet him a couple of times. Somewhere around, I'm not sure exactly where, somewhere, wherever I've got pictures, I've got a picture of him on my back, like I'm giving him a piggyback ride. I got to find that picture. It's a phenomenal picture, and just one of the nicest guys, just one of the nicest guys you could ever meet, and just great dude. And I remember he showed me, and if I'm lying, I'm dying, and I'm not dying. I actually got to hold his Stanley Cup ring. The thing was, these rings are no joke. I mean, they're huge, huge rings. And this one, it was gorgeous. Oh, it was beautiful. My hand was shaking the whole time when I held it. I'm just like, oh my God. It was really cool. Cool dude. Elk River boy. This was his rookie year. So he gets on the board with an assist on the 2-0 goal from Rob Blake with Billy Nieneman. Then at 15:06, it is Joe Sakic making it 3-0 from Rob Blake and Martin Skula. So 3-0 Colorado. We enter the third period. 3-0 lead for the Avs. And the Avalanche, they keep piling it on. On the power play at 5:36, it is Rob Blake from Alex Tanguay and Joe Sakic. 4-0 Colorado. They just put it on. And then at 17:36, it is Steve Reinprecht from Chris Dingman and Dave Reed. Of course, Dave Reed, he's on NHL Network now. That makes it 5-0, and that is your final for Game 1. Colorado starts the final with a 5-0 beatdown of the New Jersey Devils, the defending Stanley Cup champions. Martin Brodeur, in a matchup of two of the greatest goaltenders of all time, both Hall of Famers, both well-deserved to be there. Martin Brodeur stopped 25 of 30 for an .833 save percentage. Patrick Waugh stopped all 25 shots he faced for a shutout. Patrick Waugh, of course, currently the head coach of the New York Islanders. So the Avalanche have a 1-0 lead. We go into Game 2. Can New Jersey get back on track? Yes, they do. In the first, in Game 2, Colorado strikes first on the power play. It's Sakic from Hayduke and Blake. So the Avalanche kind of pick up right where they left off. They start out hot. They get that first goal. However, at 14:29, it is Bob Corkum tying the game for the Devils from Brian Rafalski. Makes it 1-1. And then at 17:20 of the first, it is Tanner Stevenson from Niedermeyer and Mogilny. Scott Niedermeyer and Alex Mogilny makes it 2-1. And that's your final. There was no scoring in the second period or third period. So New Jersey hangs on, and they tie the series. Marty Brodeur stopped 19 of 20 for a .950 save percentage. Patrick Waugh stopped 18 of 20 for a .900 save percentage. So they both had 20 shots faced, and yeah, just a fantastic game. So the series is tied at 1 apiece. We go into Game 3, and Colorado they get right back on it. But this time, in the first period, getting the first goal is New Jersey. On the power play, it's Jason Arnott from Bobby Holik and Patrick Elias on the power play. So it's 1-0 New Jersey. Then at 10:38, it's Martin Skula from Sean Podine and Eric Messier. Eric Messier, no relation to Mark, but that makes it 1-1. There's no scoring in the second period, so we get into the third period. And what ends up being the game-winning goal, 31 seconds in, it is Ray Bourque from Joe Sakic, making it 2-1 in favor of Colorado. And then at 6:28, Dan Heinold. Dan Heinold gets a goal from Nieneman and from Billy Nieneman and Chris Drury. That makes it 3-1. That is your final. Colorado takes a 2-1 lead. Patrick Waugh stopped 21 of 22 shots for a .955 save percentage. Martin Brodeur stopped 18 of 21 for an .857 save percentage. So we go into game 4. Back in New Jersey still. And New Jersey, they fight back. But again, in the first period, Colorado strikes first. At 3:58, it's Blake from Tanguay, making it 1-0. That is the score at the end of the first period. Then in the second period, New Jersey, they tie the game. Shorthanded at 3:42, it is Elias from Peter Sikora, making it 1-1. Then at 13:54, Colorado, they get that lead back. It is Chris Drury from Dingman and Heinold. That makes it 2-1. Again, Danny had a good series. Danny Heinold, he had a fantastic series. This was a pretty darn good series for him. And so that made it 2-1 after 2 periods. But then, third period, at 8:09 to tie the game, it is Scott Gomez from Jay Pandolfo and Bob Corkum. 2-2 now. And then at 17:23, the game winner, it is Peter Sikora from Patrick Elias and Bobby Holik. 3-2 in favor of New Jersey. That is the final. The series is tied at 2 apiece. Patrick Waugh stopped 32 of 35 shots for a .914 save percentage. Now, this is just nuts. Marty Brodeur stopped 10 of 12. 12. That's all he faced was 12 shots. Colorado only managed 12 shots in this entire game. Insane. For an .833 save percentage. An .833 save percentage in a win. Crazy. 12 shots. So we've got a tie series at 2 apiece. We get into game 5. And we were thinking, okay, this might be where the series is decided. Because New Jersey, they come out and they look fantastic. Starting it off, New Jersey gets that first goal at 3:09. It is Elias from Sikora and Rafalski, makes it 1-0. But Colorado, they get back into it. They tie the game on the power play at 10:09. It is Tanguay from Sakic and Bourque, making it 1-1. And then at 18:47, New Jersey gets that lead back. It is Mogilny from Gomez and Rafalski, making it 2-1. And I am going to say this again. It is criminal that Alexander Mogilny is still not in the Hall of Fame. NHL, pull your head out. Get him in. He deserves it. With his numbers, he darn well deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So Mogilny gives the Devils a 2-1 lead. Then in the second period, the Devils, they get a 2-goal lead. On the power play at 4:39, Sergei Brylin from Mogilny and Niedermeyer makes it 3-1 in favor of New Jersey. That is the score at the end of 2. And then in the third period, at 18:05, it is John Madden. No, not that John Madden. From Tanner Stevenson and Sergei Brylin. We all hear John Madden. We're thinking, oh, football coach. No, not that John Madden. That makes it 4-1, and that's your final. New Jersey takes a 3-2 series lead. They are only 1 win away from repeating as Stanley Cup champions and ending that dream for Ray Bourque. Marty Brodeur stops 22 of 23 for a .957 save percentage. Patrick Waugh stopped 22 of 26 for an .846 save percentage. So not one of Waugh's best games, obviously. And Colorado, they're down 3-2. New Jersey has a chance to win the Stanley Cup on home ice. Can they get it done? Colorado says no in emphatic fashion, by the way. So game 6. We get into game 6. It's scoreless for a good majority of the first period until at 18:02, unassisted, it's Adam Foote. Unassisted, giving the Avs a 1-0 lead. Colorado leads 1-0. We get into the second period, and Colorado takes a 2-0 lead. On the power play, 2:26, Ville Nieminen from Skula and Foote. 2-0 Colorado. Then at 18:27, making it 3-0 Colorado, it is Chris Drury from Steve Reinprecht and Adam Foote. 3-0 Colorado. Then we get into the third period. Colorado is up 3-0. And then at 13:46, it's Alex Tanguay, making it 4-0 from Reed and Sakic. That is your final. Patrick Waugh gets his second shutout of the final. He stopped all 24 shots that he faced. Martin Brodeur stopped 14 of 18 for a .778 save percentage. So we go to a game 7 back in Colorado. And this game, I remember watching this game, especially that game, and this the end of this game, I literally found myself crying. I really did, because it was such a great moment. So we get into this, and in the first period, Colorado gets that first goal. At 7:58, it is Tanguay from who? Heinold again. Dan Heinold gets the assist, makes it 1-0. That's the score at the end of 1. Then, in the second period, at 4:57, making it 2-0 Colorado, it's Tanguay from Sakic and Foote. Makes it 2-0. And then I remember watching this, when I watched this game, and this goal happened, I literally jumped off the couch and I went crazy. At 6:16, on the power play, Joe Sakic from Milan Hajduk and Alex Tanguay, 3-0 in favor of Colorado. But then they're not able to get the shutout. On the power play at 9:33, it's Sakura from Elias and Arnott. That makes it 3-1, but that is as close as they get. The Colorado Avalanche come back from a 3-2 deficit to win the Stanley Cup and give Ray Bourque that awesome send-off. Marty Brodeur stopped 19 of 22 for an .864 save percentage. Patrick Waugh stopped 25 of 26 for a .962 save percentage. And of course, it's always customary. The captain goes to get the trophy. Joe Sakic grabs the trophy. What does he immediately do? Turns around, gives it to Ray Bourque, and over his head, and man, was that fantastic. And, Gary Thorne and Bill Clement on the call there, Gary Thorne, after 22 years, Raymond Bourque. And then, of course, he's holding it over his head like he's wanting to pass it off. And Sakic and the other teammates are like, get the hell out there. Go. And Bill Clement, skate it, baby. Skate it. And Ray Bourque does that lap, and it is fantastic. They show his wife, they show his kids. One of his kids is on the ice in tears. It was such an awesome moment. Such an awesome moment for Ray Bourque to get that Stanley Cup. Winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, Patrick Waugh wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, wins his third Conn Smythe. He had a record of 16-7 in the 2001 Stanley Cup playoffs with a 1.70 goals against and a .934 save percentage. I would say he definitely deserved to be the Conn Smythe Trophy winner. So, what do you guys think? Did you guys watch this series as it was going on? I know I did. I watched every game. I taped every game. And as I did every year, I always taped the finals. And this series was just, what a fantastic series it was. And to see Ray Bourque end his career on that high note, he goes out on top with the Stanley Cup over his head. And it was fantastic. I mean, what a way to end a 22-year career. A 22-year career for Ray Bourque, capped off with a Stanley Cup championship. It's a shame he couldn't do it in Boston because he spent 20 and a half years playing for the Boston Bruins, and he had gone to the finals twice, couldn't win. I mean, when you run into the 1980s Edmonton Oilers, it's kind of hard to win. But yeah, seeing Bourque get that third opportunity with Colorado, he didn't want to leave Boston. He really didn't. But he knew he couldn't stay there if he wanted a chance to win a Stanley Cup. And he got traded to Colorado, and it paid off. It paid off big time. It paid off with him riding off into the sunset, a Stanley Cup champion. So let me know what you guys think about this particular video. How did you enjoy the series? Did you watch the series when it was going on? Did you enjoy it? I know I certainly did. And yeah, so that is the 2001 Stanley Cup Final. That is my memorable series for 2001. And let me know what you guys think. Hit like, hit subscribe, let your friends know, let your family know about the channel, whoever you would like. Tell them about the channel. If you want to share this video or any other video from the channel, go right ahead. You can share it with your friends, with your family, with whoever you would like. And yeah, the 2001 Stanley Cup Final, unbelievable series. And yeah, Ray Bourque ends his career Stanley Cup champion. Let me know what you guys think. Hit like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.